know, you could be on YouTube for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden you discover this YouTuber that like already 1.5 million other people have already found. You're like, whoa, where have you been hiding, little pal? Where you been, little buddy? Well, anyway, today I found Kurtis Conner for the first time, and I left his first video thinking, is this just Danny Gonzalez with a nose ring? What up, DEANOMANIACs? My name is Dan Frampton. I'm a talented artist. Over here we got Munchie, the straight edge Nutcracker. He's a genius influencer, and together we're the last real band. We're the Dean Project, and today I'm gonna be comparing Kurtis Conner to Danny Gonzalez. I gotta see if they're the same person or not, and I gotta determine how I feel about the whole situation. So the first video that I watched of Kurtis Conner's was this one about this film. I guess he does this like bad movie review type thing in his channel. That is the first thing that is exactly like Danny Gonzalez's channel. He watches a bad film, he tells you his opinions about it. It's a bad film that shouldn't be watched. It's normally animation, so you know Kurtis Conner's thinking over there, how can I make this just a little bit different? I'll just do like regular bad movies, live action flicks. What do you think of that, Munchie? What do you think of that as a strategy?
Yeah, man, they are really friggin' similar. You got a point.
Yep, I do have a point. I know I do. And I'm not sure how I feel about the whole thing. It really does just seem like a carbon copy of the exact same type of content with the exact same type of personality, type of jokes, type of humor, same kind of vibe, the like exact same kind of thing going on both of these channels. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Do I need an alternative to Danny Gonzalez content? Well, if that was the case, well then yes. Then Kurtis Conner would serve a purpose, you know? There's an alternative. I want to get away from Danny Gonzalez for a little bit. I want to concentrate on this guy with a little bit of tattoos and a nose ring and some scruffier hair or whatever. If that's your thing, you know, that's great. So that's good that there are alternative versions of things for people. I would consider the Dean Project channel over here an alternative YouTube channel. So I don't know if I have any gripes with that. I can really see the comparisons between the two, and they're really glaring and blatant. Their sign-ons and sign-offs are almost identical. It's just take out the word Greg and in place put another one of the same kind of thing, and then have another word for your fan base and then say bye the exact same way, and then have the same tone and pacing and humor and joke telling as one another. Now Drew Gooden says that he's a lot like Danny Gonzalez, but that's not really the case. There is some very big differences between the two that I can see. I see the differences. Drew Gooden has his own kind of thing going on and his own kind of humor, albeit similar. It's not a carbon copy. It doesn't feel like the exact same sort of thing. It doesn't feel like, hey, I'm just gonna do Danny Gonzalez's thing here for a bit. Let's see how I do with that. Okay, all that's great or whatever, but the real question is, did I enjoy the time that I spent watching this video of Kurtis Conner? And yeah, I guess I did. You know, it was a half an hour venture, and I kind of had to commit to the one sit. I don't think I would have watched it in one sitting if it wasn't for the fact that immediately I was like, this guy's just like Danny Gonzalez. That's my next video. I'm gonna do that, so I have to watch this video all in one sitting. Anyway, I watched the whole video in one sitting, and I was like, oh man, do I ever have fuel for this video now? And I wasn't sure like who came first or who was bigger or whatever, so I just had a quick look at the subscriber count, and Danny Gonzalez is the one who's most known for this type of stuff on YouTube, or this exact same presentation of content on YouTube. So even though you guys know that I have a beef with Danny Gonzalez because of his use of the Nutcracker, I think he is the originator of this exact style, so I gotta give him the style points on this for sure. I was talking to somebody online in some messaging device services, maybe some DMs on some social media, I forget, but either way, none of that is the question at hand. Nah, anyway, I was like, what creators do you watch? And they mentioned a couple, and I was like, yeah, that guy's good, that guy's good, that girl's good, yeah, they're all right. But then they mentioned Kurtis Conner. I was like, I never heard of Kurtis Conner. I'm gonna go check out Kurtis Conner. And then did I ever check him out? Yeah. And the first thing I messaged this person back was like, oh my god, he's like Danny Gonzalez. If Danny Gonzalez was actually cool. But then I had to rethink that statement. Yeah, I rethought that statement just a little bit, because Danny Gonzalez is the originator of this kind of presentation. I think so. I think it's very apparent. It's very clear to me upon watching, so I don't know if Kurtis Conner is actually cooler, or if I'm just deceived by the nose ring and the tattoos. Am I like, that guy is cooler because of the nose ring and the tattoos? Maybe that's what I thought. Okay, you know, the moral of the story is, even if I hate you, even if I have a beef with you, there's a chance that I like you more than other people if you are an original, and that is the end of that sentence. So Danny Gonzalez, you know that I want to fight you with fists and knees and headbutts, okay? Because the Nutcracker thing is the Dean Project thing, and if you as so much as even say the word Nutcracker on your channel once again, the Dean Project army is going to be unleashed upon you, and there will be no coming back from it. So take this as a threat, take this as a warning. There's no more Nutcrackers on the Danny Gonzalez channel, because Nutcrackers belong here. But Danny Gonzalez, you are better than Kurtis Conner, because Kurtis Conner is clearly just copying you in a way that's like very endearing and actually kind of cute. But the originator wins, okay? The originator is better than the copycat version. That's just how it goes in the world, outside, around the nation, around the globe. That's how it goes. Originators are better than the copycats. You look at poets, you look at all sorts of different artists, you look at painters, you look at sculptors. The first peoples to do it are the best peoples to do it, and everyone after that is just like, I want to be those people, and it's very clear what's happening. So by the end of this video, I have talked myself into a point of view, and I'm gonna have to rate and review Kurtis Conner's. But first, you guys need to hear my final thoughts, don't you? I need to tie this up. I need to put a little bow on top of this thing, because this is almost the end of the video, but I need to put a little bit of spice at the end, you know what I mean? It needs to come to a conclusion. A satisfying conclusion is on your way. Here it is, final thoughts. I guess now I have to admit that I like Danny Gonzalez a whole bunch, that I admire what he's doing, cause I enjoyed the copycat version, and if I enjoyed the copycat version, that must mean the original's fantastic. So if I go back to Danny Gonzalez videos, his Troom Troom challenges, his bad movie reviews, I'm gonna see him through a new lens. These are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. The final thoughts. My final thoughts on Kurtis Conner. Kurtis spelled with a K. That's the first problem I had with him. I was like, Kurtis isn't even spelled with a K. And when I typed it in, my search bar automatically corrected it to Kurt space is, like Kurt is going to do something. They didn't recognize Kurtis with a K. These are my final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. My final thoughts. Okay, well, this is a review show, alright? So I gotta give Kurtis Conner a number from phenomenal 1 to perfect 10. What do I think of him? I gotta be honest, it's like, you heard all my, it's like middle of the road type stuff. I gotta give him a 6. Thank you for watching that load of horse shit that I call content. If you liked it, remember you can go down there below the video. There's a little thumbs up icon. If you click it, that means you put a like on it. It'll turn blue to make sure that you know that you did it correctly. And the Dean Project really appreciates all the likes that you put on videos. If you have a comment, if you have a question, if you want to like suggest someone else that you want me to talk about on the show, go down there to the comments and leave a comment. That'd be really great. You can also subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. I really like subscriptions. Subscriptions are really great and they really make me feel really good about myself. So how about you just subscribe to the channel right now because the video is over. What are you waiting for? Just scroll down there right now and just click subscribe. Thank you very much. And most importantly, you're gonna have to just remember to do the most important thing in the whole world, and that is to join the Patreon!